morning. Let us start now. 6:20. Okay. Warm welcome to our Buddha Masters, my brother Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe. A very good morning. Let us start session for today. This morning, I would like to share Tzu Chi chant, which is shared by Master De Shao on the morning volunteer assembly on the 23rd of June. Master De Shao have this Tzu Chi chant. Tzu Chi word is like a Buddha lamp, shining its lights to all sentient beings, cycling through birth, aging, illness, and death over dusting cobbles. Where is the way home? Bodhisattva's compassion is like a mother's kindness, delivering those with affinities, accumulating good deeds continuously like fine streams of water. Vow to return as countless manifestations to liberate those in suffering. Tzu Chi is like Buddha lamp, shining its lights to all sentient beings. Spirit of Bodhisattva lasts forever and abounds with immeasurable merits. Okay, cảm ơn to Master De Shao. Okay. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Sahara land be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From my heart, I pray. May we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore. Let us fill the world with hope. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas know my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disaster in this world. Let us together pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our Masters to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abba Masters who could join us today. Yeah, today we have Brother David Liu's Q&A session and followed by Brother Joe. Let us invite Sister Su Ching to share with us the weekly summary. Sister Su Ching, over to you.
Hello, morning everyone. Hold on. Okay. Last week we have Sister Yachi. Durban in South Africa has suffered much in the past years. From the pandemic to riots to devastating flood, many people lived in fear. The destruction is so extensive that even with volunteers, there are many places that are hard to reach because of broken infrastructure and damaged spaces. South Africa has the added challenge without many external Tzu Chi volunteers that the locals must help themselves and face the many tasks as they appear. The volunteers persevered even when some were victims themselves, even when some were threatened and injured with no food on their shelves. Even when some locations are so remote, and even when one of them got abducted, the volunteers continued their good work as if they were unobstructed, bringing victims not only physical goods for them to eat and keep warm, but also stories of love and care for the spirit to be able to weather the storms. This mission is far from over, and it continues to gain momentum among locals especially. That even if materials are lacking, the efforts generate love and lay principles of compassion solidly. Through all the sad stories, Sister Yachi digests the stories resolutely, keeping the caring mission alive as the volunteers navigate with love and care, albeit cautiously. To be able to do this work takes unwavering will, spirit, and resilience. Only time will prove again that love has made a real difference. Then we had Brother Joe. Brother Joe spent some time talking about the grand lesson from Africa, lest we forget and get lost in the big projects. It is good to remind it what we really are. A team of volunteers from the ground, all from the grassroots, strong and steady, willing and able to help at a moment's notice, spiritually motivated and ready. Many people are suspicious of the volunteers' work, even if the motive was genuine. People are always thinking there is a hidden reason, is what most people would opine. But where Tzu Chi work matters most is from the ground up, not necessarily mega projects, but small consistent help, like even a neighborhood cleanup. Then eventually our treasure stupa will be able to rise, strong and wide, lighting up every sky. Our African volunteers have reminded us once again to be grounded in our resolve, as their actions have explained. Self-empowerment of the masses is solidified over a period, one person at a time. This kind of movement is stronger and long-lasting, as it has been over a long and fulfilling climb. That's it from me today. I will pass over to Sister Kaping to introduce the next speaker. Over to you, Sister Kaping. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, Sister Su Ching. Thank you so much. Yeah, this morning we have Brother David to answer 4 questions. And but before we do that, we'd like to have Brother David actually to update us on the happenings in Hualien or in Taiwan. Heard that the lockdown has been removed. So it is great news for everybody that, maybe soon we can all make a trip back to visit Hualien. It's Brother David on the line.
I don't see him on the
I don't
line
see.
yet.
Okay, wait for what I also wonder
Yeah.
because he's ready already. Let me get to brother.
Yeah.
Come together.
Got it.
Brother David, see he can see us. He's already around. Let us. But the list of participants cannot see his.
We don't.
Maybe he's in another link.
Let me see. I see he can see us. Let me check with him again.
Brother David，早，你有看到我们吗？你可以开你的 video 吗？
Okay, we wait for a while. Brother David will come in again. Okay, brothers and sisters, for the patient.
Yeah, so sorry about this. Yes, so David, Brother David coming in. Brother David 早，你还没有 unmute 啊 ，Brother David 听不到，你要 unmute。Brother David，你要 unmute，你要开你。
Okay, now.
Okay, good morning, Brother David. So we were saying that, before
this room is okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Before we move to the questions, we have 4 questions today, but we would like a very a quick update from you on the situation in Hualien in Taiwan. We heard that the quarantine rule is removed. So it is good, perhaps, that we can also
yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'll let you know the pandemic situation in Taiwan now. Because the confirmed cases is decreasing now from 80,000 now to around 40,000, almost decreased 50% already. So our Taiwan government start to relax the regulation of the pandemic prevention. So maybe after July, we will follow all the Southeast country government to relax the laws. That means everybody can be free to entry and exit in airport. We hope so, because now in Taiwanese people now we already feel very free now because the government relaxed so many regulations. Yeah, so hopefully after July we can go abroad easily. Yeah, go out and entry, because the Southeast country, the most of the Southeast country all open now, including Malaysia, right? Yeah, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia all open the airport now. Now we can easily go out now. We can easily go out. But the problem, if we go out, we come back. We want to come back. We have to have quarantine. You know, this nobody have interest to go abroad. So maybe after July will become better. Yeah, hope so. Yeah, because we want to go out. We already stay in Taiwan 3 years already.
You lock up.
all the meeting, all the discussion through online, you know. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are also planning so many movement for the exhibition in Malaysia and Singapore. Yeah. The exhibition of the 防疫, the pandemic prevention exhibition. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Yeah, very meaningful. So we start to discuss through online. Yeah, to discuss how to push this movement in the Malaysia and Singapore. And half years in Malaysia and Singapore. Then the next half year exchange. Two exhibition exchange, yeah, in Malaysia and Singapore. Yeah, we are planning this for next year. Yeah, and I will go also together with the opening ceremony of this movement. Yeah.
So who will be involved? Is it a medical team that will be coming from Taiwan?
No, because this we are partnership with our Science and Technology Department, and which is under our government. And the contents, all the exhibition made by so many experts and doctors, but not medical doctors, 博士啦.
Okay, professors.
Yeah. And they designed this very abundant contents. In Taiwan, all the Jinshi Hall, they have this exhibition.
Most of the exhibition 的重点在哪里呢?
Tell the people how to prevent the COVID-19 and dengue fever. Yeah,
dengue fever as well.
Yeah, and very interesting of the contents. Very lively, 很活泼的啦. So this can open for the public, especially the school students. That so many teachers take the students come and visit because very interesting. So many students don't feel boring. They want to come and see, and also some game to play to teach you how to prevent the virus, the dengue fever, the mosquito as well. You know.
Oh, so 这个 venue 会在金石堂是吗?
Yes,金石堂 because they need a very big space. So many 什么那些什么教材啊、工具啊，
工具 equipment and
so many equipments.
yeah.
They need very big space. So in Kuala Lumpur, you have very big Jinshi Hall, right? And in Singapore, they have one place also very suitable. It's the youth center. You know, in Singapore, we have one youth center, right? One floor only, but quite big, you know. So this place is very good for the exhibition. So at the moment, we focus this Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, these two places, to have these two exhibition.
So this will be done for next year, yeah?
Next year, yeah, because this need to long-term plan. So many things we have to communicate. And all these equipments we want to export by container to Malaysia and Singapore. Need a very careful, you know. So many, it's very cost to ship out those things to abroad. Just like something to take the arts, 艺术品. Understand?
The arts, yeah.
Just
So it's
like
an art exhibition.
Yeah, the art exhibition. Yeah, you want to send the art abroad by container. You have to take all very, very careful. You know. Yeah, that's why we have to take two exhibitions together in the container, right? Yeah, make one container, but two exhibition equipments inside. And Singapore, one exhibition. Kuala Lumpur, another exhibition. After 6 months, they exchange.
So 是一整年了.
Yeah, and this can save costs. Since the container already shipped out, right? We can put the equipments of the two exhibitions in one container.
So Brother David, what you mean is that actually there are two different exhibitions. So one will take place in Singapore for 6 months, then we exchange.
Yes.
So it will be a whole year.
Because you know why?
Exhibition.
Because the equipments, when the equipments exchange from Singapore and Kuala Lumpur, the cost is lower, right? Because they can use by trailer, right? But from Taiwan to Singapore or to Portland, it's very expensive. You know why the shipping freight is quite expensive, you know. This also caused all the commodity price increase. The reason, right? So many commodity price increase because of the freight also very high.
Yeah.
So since the cost very high, so we want to ship two exhibition the equipments together. You ship one exhibition and two exhibition equipments, same cost.
Same cost, yeah.
We want to ship two exhibitions equipments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are planning this one. Maybe after 10 days we call for first meeting. Yeah, with from Taiwan and Kuala Lumpur and Singapore together. Yeah, because so many details to discuss. This very big event, I think in Singapore and Malaysia, Tzu Chi never have this kind of exhibition before.
So that's going to bring a lot of people to visit our Jing Si Tang, which is a very
Yes.
And how?
Yeah, so in your side, in Singapore and Malaysia, the team also have to contact the government because this open for public, not only for the individual, you know, for the group, the government group or the schools, students. Yeah, they can come group by group, you know, so many tour bus will come to our place. Open for group better because this is something like the exhibition in big hall in Malaysia and Singapore, right? So they need very big space. If in Kuala Lumpur, the first floor will be used for this exhibition, all the space.
Wow.
Yeah, and in Singapore, this youth center, we have to use all space for this exhibition as well. So you think quite how big this exhibition.
And how?
So we have put this exhibition at least 6 months. Because you have to prepare a long time, and so many things need to install in our place. So this takes so much time. It's not easy to prepare. So once prepare, want to set up, we have to keep long term at least 6 months. Yeah, this is worthy for us. So we are planning this plan now.
很好 okay so
Okay.
David, I think we better get to the questions. Yeah,
Okay.
today's interesting questions.
We have 4 questions.
Yeah, Sister Lily.
Before yesterday night, I have Q&A with Vietnam. Not tonight. Tonight another Q&A for Vietnam volunteers. But before yesterday night, I had a conversation. I joined their charity meeting. 访视会议啊。
哦，访视。
Charity meeting.
Charity meeting,
yeah. I spent 2 hours discuss only 4 cases, only 4 poor cases in that meeting. You see, because they just start to have this kind of learning in helping poor. You know, there are so many very important ideas have to share with them. That's why. Okay, but today we have 4 questions, but we only have 1 hour.
Yeah, so wait a minute. I'm trying to get Sister Lily to share those questions on the screen.
I have now.
Yeah, but I would like everybody to see that.
Okay.
Sister Lily, can you please share?
Can we start now?
Yes.
Okay. The first question.
Yeah, Sister Copy, can you see the screen?
Yes, now I can.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Cảm ơn.
The first question. Okay. Question 1. I have learned many Buddha teachings and understand it, yet I could not apply in daily life. Please help. Seems quite serious now. She said, please help. SOS.
Yeah, 我们全部都有一样的问题。
Mostly all the people all the volunteers have this problem, you know. Yeah, this why we are keep learning in Tzu Chi, you know, because you want to use all the teachings you learn in Tzu Chi and use in the daily life. This is a very big challenge. Wow, we try to succeed all these teachings in our daily life. Okay, Master Ching Yen said, Tzu Chi is practice Dharma, not study Buddhism. This is very important. Practice Dharma, 实践佛法. In Chinese, we say 实践佛法. Practice Dharma, not study Buddhism. 不是研究佛理. In Chinese, we say just do research of the Buddhism. We are not doing this. You know. Although it will produce many, if we study Buddhism, this will produce many scholars and experts, right? There are so many scholars and experts, they do the research of the Buddhism. But this is nothing to do with our liberation and enlightenment. If you want to attain liberation and enlightenment, you need to take action and put Buddha Dharma into our daily life. This is why we learn Buddhism in Tzu Chi. Not only chanting, but also taking action. Yeah.
Every time we say Buddhism in action, right?
Yes. And we also call the humanistic Buddhism. 人间佛教. Humanistic Buddhism. Yeah. Okay. This is why we learn in Tzu Chi. Not only learn the truth from the sutra. No. Take the sutra into daily life, into actions. Yeah. Okay. This maybe brother or sister, I don't know. You said you have learned many Buddha teachings and also understand it. Not only learn, but also understand the meaning of the sutra. But nevertheless, if what you learn totally cannot apply in daily life, then the value of the Buddha Dharma is zero. It's zero. You just learn and understand, but you don't use you cannot use in daily life. This we call the cost of this Buddha Dharma is zero, useless. You only learn, only know, but cannot use in daily life. This no 没有价值的 no value. Okay.
So we are not adding value to our life if you
Yes.
are not able to practice what you have learned or understood.
Yeah, if you don't practice or apply in daily life, then the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma is zero. The value of the Buddha Dharma is zero. Become useless. What you learn is useless. No. 学非所用. But on contrary, if what you learn can totally apply in daily life, or can be applied at critical moment of our life, like something happened, you want to solve the problem, you want to eliminate afflictions, you have some afflictions, you want to eliminate. This we call the critical moment in our life, right? And this critical moment you can use the Buddha Dharma you learn, can apply in this critical moment. Then this is the highest value of Buddha Dharma, we call. If you can use the Buddha Dharma you learn in this critical moment in our life, then the value of the Buddha Dharma you learn is highest. 很有价值的。
对，但是他的 question here 就是说，他也明白，只是自己
How?
control 不到，自己 control 不到，要发脾气的时候就发脾气 ，control 不到。
对。How? But yeah, she act how?
Yeah.
She want to know how. She want to know how, right?
对。
Okay. 前面这个是道理的啊。This is only the truth. Now, what do we do after we know this? We know the Buddha Dharma. We learn, right? And we understand. After this, what do we do? The practical action is take advantage of things. Take advantage of things. That means in Tzu Chi activities, you join Tzu Chi activities. This we call the normal things. 借势练心呐. Take advantage.
Take advantage of the conditions
of
around
condition,
us. Yeah.
or Tzu Chi activities. Not only joint activities. Joint activities is only a process. 过程而已, only a process.
A means.
Yeah, it's not a mean. Yeah, it's only a mean. But the final aim is we want to take these things, take the opportunity to join the activities to know what is the truth of these activities, or something happened in these activities. Like the 是非啦，对不对？gossip 的 afflictions 的 conflict 的 or different opinion each other, something like this. You have to take those things to learn how to 印证啊， how to verify the Buddha Dharma you learn in normal days.
就是说用using this surrounding
要
conditions
借势练心，借势练心呐。
to temper and refine ourselves, right?
Yeah. Not only participate in activities. You have to know, I participate in this activity. Through these normal things, including the gossip, afflictions, conflicts, etc. I want to know how to use the Buddha Dharma I learned to solve all these problems. Always think like this. Then you will think, okay, this activity is only a process. It's not my final aim, right? So everything happens, it's good things. Even the gossip, afflictions, conflict happen, it's good things. Because I want to learn how to to use my Buddha Dharma in how to solve in these things through these things. Okay.
So 就是说 everything that happens, it's a lesson for us to learn. So we have to use those opportunity, whether it is gossip or incident that make us angry, as a learning process.
Yeah, we can say, okay, suppose we are facing the gossip and conflict, we must be very upset, right? Normal people will be very upset, right? I get the gossip, I get afflictions, I get the conflicts. They'll be very upset, right? But you have to change your mind now. Because of these things, that's why I can 启发怎么讲？启发怎么讲？启发怎么讲？
Arise. Arise.
Yeah, okay. To arise our awaken and our wisdom. When we face those problems, then we know, okay, I use my wisdom and use my Buddha Dharma to solve those unhappy things. So I grow up. I don't destroy by those upset things. I grow up because this is our mind training. 转念啊. We know how to 转念怎么讲? Transform. Okay. We know how to transform. Before we are very unhappy to face those things. But now we don't feel unhappy. We are very happy because I have the way, I have the method, I have the wisdom to solve these things. Okay, I grow up. I won't overcome by the difficulties, right? I won't conquer by the afflictions because I know I have to use what I learned in Buddha I learned Buddha Dharma to use in those things. I know how to use the way to solve the problem. Before I don't know. I face the gossip or the afflictions. I surrender. No way to solve. I feel very upset because I don't have any ability. But now no more. I have Buddha Dharma. Always remind yourself like this. How to solve this. Okay, I see this guy. 我不喜欢这个. I don't like to see this guy. Okay, the 净师 Buddhism tell us, 看别人不顺眼是自己修养有问题，对不对？
对。
You see other people.
The problem is with us rather than with the other person.
Yeah. So after you reflect yourself like this, oh, I cannot see any people unhappy. I have to be very happy because they are the future Buddha. All the people are future Buddha. So I have to respect them. Because if I don't like to see them, means my heart is very 怎么样讲？看别人，我的修养不好了，修养了。
We are not cultivated yet ourselves.
你们讲什么 refinement 是吧？修养啊。
自己还没有 refine 了。
你还没有 refine。
We have not changed ourselves. We have not refined our own character.
Yeah. So always remind ourselves when we are joining the activities. Even anything happen, you immediately have to think back of the Buddha Dharma you learn. Okay. The second one is revealing the truth through common things. This is very important also. 中文 in Chinese we call the 借俗事显真理啦. Something like something like I explained in previous. 借俗事显真理啦.
Using appearances.
Revealing the truth through common things.
Through appearances, yeah.
So 俗事, the common things, that means all in Tzu Chi any activities, full of many common things. Right? This, between ordinary human, there are so many common things. Those kind of things, we have to reveal the truth through these common things. In Chinese, we say 戒事练. 刚刚不是讲戒事练心吗? 这个是借俗世显真理的。The truth, something like the Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma also truth, right? So when we are facing these common things, we have to know how to transform those common things to verify the truth. 这个意思是这样子的。这
So
样了解吗？
we have got to see deeper into matters and objects to understand the truth.
Yeah, simply explanation 啊，简单解释的啊。Master always said 没有事就没有理了。No common things, then no truth.
So without matters, there is no truth.
Yes, no common things, no truth. No gossip, same thing. No gossip, then no education. So we have to appreciate the gossip come to us. But normally, if you don't have the mind training, when you get the gossip, you feel unhappy immediately, right? These people is 没有法力、没有功夫的人呐。
With no skills.
We don't have skill. We don't have skill to face those common things. But now we are learning Buddha Dharma. We have to know how to use this Buddha Dharma in these common things. So we have to appreciate the common things. Not only appreciate, we have to use our Buddha Dharma to verify in these common things. This right? 这个是我们叫做真正学佛是学这个嘛。
好的 ，OK， 我觉得
所以 learning Buddha Dharma not only know the sutra meaning or understand it only, not only this. You have to use it in our daily life, in our common things, to prove, to verify. The Buddha Dharma you learn is very useful. While we want to solve the problem, we want to eliminate afflictions. Then you succeed.
That's right. So we engaged, interact with people with what we have learned. So in our interaction with people, matters, and objects, that is where actually we have got to learn how to interact with, patience, being accommodating. 就是喝我们的四神汤了哈，每天。
Just like you said, when before we are easily lose temper in crowd, right? If your opinion and mind is different, or something happen, conflict, everything, we are easily lose temper. But now we have the Buddhist, we have the Jinsu Buddhism in our mind. We know losing temper is a temporary a mad guy, right?
Yeah, insanity.
Yeah, 短暂的发疯嘛，对不对？
对
So
insanity.
when you are going to lose temper, immediately you reflect yourself. Oh no, because the Jinsu Buddhism tell me losing temper like a mad guy. Okay, I'm not mad guy, right? Okay, I have to be tolerate. I need to tolerate. Okay, now you say, okay, you know the sutra very well and understand. Okay, now you say the toleration is a very good way to make your face solemn. 你要让你的脸好看，you want to make your face look beautiful. You have to learn tolerate. 忍耐
being tolerant.
in tolerate, then your face will be much better. Why? Because you can tolerate, you don't lose temper, so your face is good. But if you lose temper, nobody's face is beautiful when he loses temper, right? Same thing. So if you can remind yourself all the time like this, that means you can easily use the Buddha Dharma you learn in daily life and common things immediately, before we have to wait so long and endure the unhappy, upset, afflictions. maybe one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, maybe, right? All the affection keep put in our mind, maybe 1 year, so long. But now we shorten this. 1 year become 1 month, 1 month become 1 week, 1 week become one day, 1 day become 1 hour, 1 hour become 1 minute. So now you have this skill to face all the problems and solve them immediately. This kind of the Buddha Dharma is the highest value.
就是说 we must be vigilant at every second of our propriety, because
Yes.
principles is reflected in our propriety.
Yeah.
好的 okay, I think David, you're very complete with this. So maybe, given the time constraint, we go to question 2. 好吗？
Okay. Is there a specific player of Lotus Sutra that the above master chant? Specific player of Lotus Sutra that the above master chant. 金色的常住师父的啊。
常住师父。
Yeah. I think every abode, every temple has their own way to cultivate. Okay. Then in Tzu Chi as well, the chanting in morning class in Tzu Chi abode is based on Lotus Sutra. Sometimes also chanting other sutra, because this from 2,000 years ago until now, all the Buddhist temple, they have almost the same way in the morning class. That's why in Tzu Chi also same. In the morning class is the same lesson. But sometimes in our abode also chanting other sutra, same other temple. But mainly Lotus Sutra. This because the Tzu Chi 4 missions and 8 footprints are based on Lotus Sutra. Especially the Infinite Meaning Sutra, Hualien Yi Jing is the essence of Lotus Sutra. The Infinite Meaning Sutra is the essence of Lotus Sutra. 无量易经是法华经的精髓啦。Lotus Sutra is very important. But the Infinite Meaning Sutra is more important because it is the essence of the Lotus Sutra. This because Master Ching Yen liked the artist's conception of the Inner Sutra very much. 上人很喜欢无量易经的意境Master Ching Yen liked the artistic conception of the Infinite Sutra. So the ideology of Tzu Chi missions are sourcing from Lotus Sutra. By which most of the morning meditation in abode, they chant Lotus Sutra. This is the meaning why. Because Master Ching Yen liked this, the artist's conception and the ideology, all from Lotus Sutra. But one thing very important, Master Ching Yen emphasized taking action is more important than chanting Lotus Sutra. Lotus Sutra not only for our chanting. We have to put Lotus Sutra on ground and working on it. That means taking implementation. Okay, chanting just like asking the direction. For Tzu Chi to say, okay, the chanting just like asking the direction, and taking action is implementation. That means the chanting just like asking, and the implementation just like the walking on the road. They're only asking the direction, but don't want to walk on the road, cannot reach destination. You get it? Only chanting, but no taking action. Just like only asking the road to go, but never walking on the road, this cannot reach destination. This very important concept in Tzu Chi cultivation. Okay. So although the above master, they chant every morning the Lotus Sutra, but this only 1 hour. The whole day, so there are so many hours. What they do, they are not chanting whole day. No, in the morning only 1 hour chanting, and the whole day they are taking action. So if the volunteer they visit our abode, you can see all the master busy every day. Now they produce the now the herbal tea, right? Now we have the 金丝本草饮，有没有？
对，那个我们的
But now COVID-19, everybody like this the Chinese herbal tea, to prevent. So this 金丝本草饮, this Chinese herbal produced in our abode, very busy. But now because the COVID-19 is so many common cases, so the abode master, they are also scared. They cannot invite so many volunteers come to abode to help to produce the herbal tea. So they cannot invite too many people, and less people they want to produce so many herbal teas. So this become very 很紧张啊. That's why so many people need this herbal tea in Taiwan, in overseas, same thing. Short 不够嘛，对不对? You cannot find it.
Under a lot of pressure.
Under big pressure, because so many people need this herbal tea to drink, not only in Taiwan, So those above master, they are busy for this. This is what the people currently they have big demand for this herbal tea. Though they have to help the people, so they have to be busy to producing this herbal tea every day now. This few months, every day. Not only this, not only produce the herbal tea, they have so many other things to do. Or like we have the blanket. We want to do the relief in Poland for the Ukrainian refugees, right? So they have to produce the blanket also. Not chanting, producing the black blanket. They have to make the fabric, cut the fabric, and pack and ship. So many things, So all the volunteers, including the above master, they are busy in these normal things, in normal days, not only chanting.
So actually, Brother David, our above master are living the sutra in their daily life.
Yes.
Had that.
Daily.
Okay, had that. So we go to
That
question.
means we can say we learn the ideology of the sutra, but must put this ideology in our mind and put this mind into action, into our daily life as well, right? Clear?
We go to question 3.
That's why we say, in Tzu Chi activities, from outlook, you see this is activity. Actually, there are some essence or ideology or the humanity inside, right? There are so many charity organizations, they do the charity activities, but different. From outlook, all the same thing. They look like the one activity only. But for Tzu Chi activity, something different. You can see, you can observe there are something particular in the contents. They have the humility, 人文啊, right?
Humanistic culture.
They have ideology inside. Yeah.
好的，我们去
Okay.
question 3 好吗？
Okay, the question 3.
Yeah.
Actually, this question I'm not so understanding. Okay, if Buddha teaches about the middle path, why do the monastics live in what appears to be extreme conditions?
那就是说，我觉得了哈，that is a reason that I think Brother David, you should define what is this middle path, because 这个人问这个 question 的就是说， 看到师父他们生活的很艰难、很苦，这样就是那是弥勒帕嘛，那是很 extreme 的 pain and sufferings。
哦，苦修啦，对不对？
对对对，
苦修了啊。Very important thing you have to realize why our above master they learn, they cultivate themselves like this way, you know. 苦修怎么讲啊？
deep cultivation 也不是辛苦的，it's like 他说为什么要这样辛苦呢？
好，我跟你讲，我用中我先讲一下怎么讲。The Buddha told us, the Buddha himself, 佛陀了啊。The Buddha himself also not agreed with the 苦修 cultivate in sufferings.
The ascetic practice, right? The ascetic practice, the 6 years that when he, after he left others.
Yeah, because 2005 years ago, when Buddha cultivated himself under the trees, the Buddha trees,
Bodhi tree,
the Bodhi trees, right? 6 or 7 years. No eating, no drinking, no enjoying, no everything, right? Very something like the cultivating suffering, you know, 苦修啊。But after 6 or 7 years finished, nothing enlightenment cannot let the Buddha attain enlightenment.
Yeah.
So after that, the Buddha teach all his disciples. We can use sufferings for our cultivation, but we don't cultivate in sufferings. This is very important. 可以吃苦，但是不要苦修。这个用中文，这怎么解释不容易啊
？We can transform our sufferings, but do not be overpowered by sufferings. Or use sufferings to cultivate us.
We can use sufferings for our cultivation, just like we can use our gossip, afflictions, conflicts, or difficulties, right, for our cultivation, right? On the above question, I already explained, right? We can use these the hardship for our cultivation, right? Must have this kind of things, then we can cultivate ourselves. 必须碰到困难，你才能修行嘛，对不对？ You must face all these hardship or difficulties, then you can cultivate yourself. Without those difficulty and hardship, how you cultivate? You are living so nice, you enjoy the material life very well. How you cultivate yourself? Same thing. 没有苦就很难修了。If you don't have the sufferings or torturing, then hard to cultivate yourself as well.
So actually, Brother David, you're saying use sufferings as ground of cultivation, but do not cultivate in sufferings, right?
Right. This is very important. You know, so you see the Buddha master, seems they are very they don't have very nice. They are doing they are very hardworking now. Okay, they are very hardworking every day. You know, you feel they are living in suffering. No, they are happy. They are happy because they take those things as their cultivation, and this let their mentality increase. This is happy things. For us to say, they are so hardworking, you know, no, they don't enjoy the life. Their life is very simple in abode, seems not enjoy, you know, seems not joy. That's what you think. They don't think so. Because they enjoy the life in simplicity.
The simple life.
The simple life. They enjoy the simple life. Because their heart, their mind is very peaceful, not like us. We must enjoy, eat good things, the wear the good dress, everything, then we feel very enjoyed. They don't think so. They put the life very simple and they enjoy the simple life. Yeah. They are not working in sufferings. They are using the sufferings for their cultivation. This is very important. Like us, right? Like me. I stay in Hualien. My life also very simple. Why I do this? I can use my money to enjoy my life. I can go to Taipei, right? To shopping, everything, enjoy the life. Why I stay in Hualien? Because I feel very happy in Hualien. I'm very happy. I'm very enjoy in this simple life. I don't feel like to go to any place, so many people and very crowded and very noisy. I don't like, because my mind and my heart is something different from before. Like all of you, same thing, right? Right? Before all of us like this, go to eat, to enjoy the life, everything. Spend most of the time in these useless things. But now we cherish our time to do something meaningful. This is our value of the life. Our core value already changed after cultivating Tzu Chi. We feel very happy in this kind of way. This completely different the way before we joined Tzu Chi, right?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Okay,
this not problem.
We go to number 4 because question number 4 is a very long one, huh?
Okay, number 4.
There are actually 3 questions hidden here.
This is okay.
When you don't have a house, you want to have
Don't
one.
have.
When you
When you don't have kids,
you want to
Okay.
have one. When you have less money, you want more. When there is birth, there is death, and vice versa. So when you gather, is it just to fulfill the ties of karma or pay off debts, or is there any other purpose? So what is the purpose of this life? What are the essentials of life when nothing lasts forever? If wealth is not eternal and not really owned by us, but by the 5 parties, which are the disobedient children, natural disasters, and robbers, etc., is there a purpose in religion to collect wealth? How should we treat wealth? So,
Okay.
他在这里有很多个 question.
Okay. I take time. The first one. So, what is the purpose of this life? Okay. The core value. Everybody has different core value. Just now I explained, somebody want to enjoy life, spend money, enjoy life, right? But somebody, they don't want to spend money. They want to enjoy the peaceful life. They want to enjoy the simple life. This is something to do with the individual core value, right? Core value. So the first one and second one I can join together to answer. Although nothing lasts forever, right? Nothing lasts forever, but karma is always with us. 万般带不去，唯有业随身嘛，对不对？ Nothing we can take away after we pass away. But only one thing always follow you. Not decided by you. Even you don't want it to follow you. He always want to follow you. Always together with you. Not only in this life, in many the past life already follow you until this life. So regarding what are the essentials of life, actually, for ordinary human to say, it is want a lot but need very little. Right? All ordinary people want a lot, but actually they need very little. But why want a lot? Because greedy, always not sufficient, right? From outlook, he is very rich, but inside his mind is shortage. So always want to take from outside. So in Chinese we say, so many people always think, I want to do more, I want to make money more, I want to do more things, make more money, and hope can make my life more better, right? But actually, the truth of
The truth of life.
the truth of life is making do less. OK， 那个少做一点了哈，然后make money less， 少做一点，少赚一点，make your desire little less, make your greedy less, then you can have better life. This mindset is something different from the previous one.
So reduce your greed, reduce your wants to make your life better.
Yeah, this normally the ordinary human always think so, right? I want to work hard, make more money to make my life better, right? But actually, the Buddha Dharma tell us do less. Don't make too much money. No need to spend much time to make more money. No. Okay, and reduce your greed. 你的欲望啊。
Your desire, reduce,
yeah,
control your desire.
Make your desire less. This will make your life become more better.
Yeah, but Brother David, on this point, yeah, I think it is important to highlight when we say do less, want less, is doing less of damage to the Mother Earth, wanting less of material thing. But
yes.
What is the purpose in life? So where do you actually create value in this life? Okay, average people live maybe 80 years. So what do you get out of these 80 years that will last forever from one life to another? I think 生命的本质，要是其他的东西都不可以持续，那什么是可以持续的呢？生命，那什么是生命的本质？
Okay, karma. Karma long lasting with you. Karma, all the material, even including money, the house, all this kind we call the 诸法皆空啊。
Impermanence and
怎么诸法皆空怎么讲 ？Every all 诸法皆空了。All we have, all we own in this life, everything is empty. Eventually will be empty, but only one thing cannot be empty. It is the karma. It's the karma always follow you. What is the karma? Including good karma or bad karma. You do good this is good karma. You do bad this is the bad karma. Right? So this kind of the karma always follow you from your past life until now and next life as well. They always follow you. Okay? That's why we say, okay, we spend money, we donate the money to help the people. This is 这个是有形的嘛。Everybody can see. We donate the money to help the poor people, right? But the invisible merit, nobody can see. But actually, you already have it because you do the good deeds by through donating the money, right? This is invisible merit. We call the good karma. And you accumulate this good karma more. That means you can change your destiny much better. This we call the cause and effect. Cause and effect. Yeah. So normally our people is in fact people are dissatisfied because of this dissatisfaction, right? People feel dissatisfied because of dissatisfaction. 因为不满足而不知足啦。 Okay, material life is not unimportant. We cannot say material people is not important. We cannot say so. Material also very important for us, but more than enough. Don't ask for more and more. No ending. 适可而止啦, right?
So we eat to live, but don't live to eat.
Yeah. There are so many things you need, very needed. Actually, no one thing is unique. You understand? You don't go to the supermarket, you don't feel anything less. But you go there, you feel everything you need. Right? So it's better go for shopping, better go to the supermarket. Unless you feel something already, like your toothpaste already empty, right? And then you have to go. Otherwise, better don't spend your time in shopping. If you go there, you feel everything you need. Then you store so many things in your storeroom until when you want to move your house, you feel, wow, so many things inside but already expired. Right? This is our ordinary human do this, you know. Even for me, no, now I don't go for shopping and buy so many material because they are on sale, very cheap, and this will be used in the future. So we take the opportunity to buy this promotion food or on sale food. Okay, go back and put in the storeroom. We already forget. We already buy so many things in storeroom, you know, right? When you want to move house, you take everything out. Wow, so many things inside I don't use but already expired. This 这个就凡夫啦。
对，所以在这个最后这个 question 就是how should we treat wealth? So is it to say therefore we are only the guardians and we are not the owners of wealth because this doesn't last, right?
How to 什么？哪个？
How should 在最后这个 how should we treat wealth? 就是你怎么样去treat wealth 啊？
看待
它啦。
看待
哪一题？我们看到这一题在哪里啊？
在最后这个 sentence 这个黄色的在这里。
哦，对。
How should we treat wealth?
Pay of the is there？
那我们怎么样看？
哪一题？我们看到哪一题？这哪一题啊？
最后这一题啊，在最后这里的，在最下面的。这个 question for 最下面
if wealth is not internal, right, and not really owned by us， 是不是？
对。Is there a purpose in religion?
Is there a purpose in religion to collect wealth like this?
Or how should we treat wealth?
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. 这个就是说，他的意思就是说is there a purpose in religion to collect wealth? This means 是不是说宗教的目的是为了收集 collect the wealth？ 是不是这个意思？
就是有形的那个钱还是什么价值的？
好，我跟你讲好了，这样子好了。没有钱没办法做事情。No money cannot do things, right? Money is very important, okay? But for the religion to say, money also important because no money you can do charity, right? But in religion, especially the master, they don't focus on the wealth. They don't focus on the money, right?
They don't focus.
They don't ask for money. Although the money is very important, but they don't ask for money. But eventually they have money. Like master, our master, 上人, right? We want to do so many relief. We need so much money, so much funds. But this we call the 世间法，怎么讲啊？世间法怎么讲？我不会讲。出世间法。Okay, skillful means. This is skillful means 世间法. This is the normal people think the no money, cannot do charity. For the Master Ching to say it's same. This truth is same. But the Master Ching is something different from the normal, the ordinary human is. She always focus on the true Fa, the true face. For
Using
example,
skillful means.
For example, Master Ching Yen, she doesn't take the money as wealth. The ordinary human, they always take the money as the wealth. I'm very wealthy because of I have much money. But the Master Ching Yen, she doesn't feel we have so much funds means we have wealth. No. And Master Ching Yen never take money as the wealth. She take the money as a tool. This is very important. A tool. So, for example, when we feel we find the disaster strikes, okay, disaster happen, like the Poland, like the Nepal earthquake, okay, like so many big disasters. Master Ching Yen never think if you want, I want to help those refugees, I want to help those the victims. How much funds I need? She never thinks so. She never thinks so. She always say, I only think about how to help those refugees, how to help those victims, and what kind of the living items I want to supply to them. She always thinking based on the humanitarian 立场了, spirit. She say, Master Ching Yen say, I only stand on the humanitarian
point of view.
position. 精神, I only stay in the humanitarian spirit. Yeah, how to help the people and let them feel much feeling somebody help me. I don't think of whether money or funds enough or not. And Master Ching Yen always said, if you do what you have to do, you help the people what you have to help. Do your best, help completely and objectively, especially comprehensively help the people. Then so many people know Tzu Chi doing the things, help the people, very meaningful, very nice. I want to support Tzu Chi. I donate the money. And money say, Master say, if we do like this, thinking very simple, just want to help the people only. We don't think about how much money we need. If you do like this, and so many people, they will support you. And the funds will more and more. But if, on contrary, you need those disaster strikes, you need to help them. But you feel, I don't have much money. I don't have much funds. So I prefer do less. Don't do too much. I don't want to help more people. Especially, okay, my funds is not enough. So this disaster, I don't want to do the relief. I don't want to do anything. If we think like this, not only the members, they don't want to donate the money to you. Even your commissioner, your volunteer, they know you don't do anything. So I don't want to donate money to you. So your funds will be less and less. So which condition you want? Of course, the previous one.
Thanks so much.
This is ideology of Master Ching Yen. We must know. Money only as a tool. It's not the wealth. We use money to help the poor people. So the money is a tool. It's not our wealth. It's not in our own pocket. Eventually, those money will be for the people, for the poor people. This kind of things is very great, very important for us.
So that means we are the guardian of wealth. If
Yes.
you know how to use it, you will get more.
Very good question. Very good question.
Okay, 感恩 Brother David.
Okay.
感恩很好
Okay.
真的很感恩 Brother David. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Brother David. See you next
Okay.
time.
See you next time.
Okay, 感恩.
Okay.
So next
Okay.
up,
Bye-bye.
next up, we have got Brother Joe. Sorry that we're a bit late today, but because we have
Yeah.
got
Sorry. Very sorry. Yeah.
没问题，感恩你哈。
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I think it's always wonderful to hear Brother David.
Yes.
I benefited a lot too. I mean, even there's just 4 questions. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay,
thank you,
Bye-bye.
Brother David.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome. Bye.
Thank you. And as always, I look forward and always listening more. I I honestly think that it's perfectly okay if Brother David, wants to complete the discussion. So it's okay in the future. I'll just, we can just stay on and wait till the entire question can be more fully answered. So thank you, Sister Carping. No, that's okay. I understand that there was, time original plan, but I'm perfectly okay. So no need to feel rushed. I think,
thank you.
because in the position of a listener, I also don't want to be too much, the content to be fluctuating too much, right? We're sort of following this rhythm, but it's perfectly fine. I think the team took very good effort to organize and to facilitate for all these wonderful things so that people can hear, and people have questions. Maybe you didn't ask, but you might have the same question. Maybe you this wasn't your question, but now it becomes your question because you realize, yeah, I have the same question. You just didn't ask, and now you're listening to the answer. So I think that's one of the very important things that we could also have. And thank you, team. Thank you, Sister Carping, for helping to facilitate. And I wanted to bring forth one of the things that we were listening, that we were hearing this morning from Brother David, and all the questions. I think one of the things that that I thought was very important is let me see, it's change. And there was a very good question about why the monastics live in a very ascetic environment and austere environment where things look to be very difficult. I think in a long term, in a long way, we need to constantly be faced with change in a way to push us forward. When was the last time that we changed our routines? When was the last time that we choose that we want to have a big change in life? Usually there's something big that force us to change. Usually there's something that happened. Maybe it's a job change. Maybe it's a life change. Maybe it's something that push us so that we have to adapt to the situation. And that is called when life changes your life. When the life that is uncertainty, that is impermanent, changes your life, the way that you carry around your life, the way that you live your life. And in Buddhism, or at least in the teachings that we're hearing from Master Cheng Yen, we are initiating this change ourselves. We are not waiting for the life to change our lives. We are not waiting for all this impermanence to change how we do things. We are going to change so that we adapt to the world that's out there, but it's not ours yet. For example, we go and see charity cases, but we're not the ones in need. However, the more that we're in contact with them, the more we know that this is a very real reality. And maybe we will be facing all these one day, whether it's ourselves, or it could be the people that we love, or it could be in the environment that's very close to us. So when we do international relief, we do crisis, we do natural disaster, it's so far away. And eventually when it's all finished, you come home and you sleep on your comfortable bed. You have your meals and you have everything. However, maybe, and this happens before, that the same disaster might happen to you one day. The same things might happen to you one day, yet you realize that you were ready, you were prepared, because you have already initiated the change. prior to life forces you to change your life. And I think that is a different way to look at it, right? You condition yourself so that you know that when one day you need it, you are prepared. And that's a very essential part in Master Ching's teaching, in that just about everything that we talked about this morning, it's about changing of perspective. It's about shifting the perspective from the norm. And what is the norm? The norm doesn't necessarily mean it's right. It's just that most people adapted it from previous experiences or from ease of use, right? This is simple, right? You're hot, you turn on the air conditioner. That is straightforward. That's called adaptation too. You're adapting to the heat of the weather. However, another way to adapt is how do you cope with it and how do you learn to live with it? Because eventually one day, maybe there isn't enough electricity to run all the air conditionings in the world. So eventually we have to adapt. So that is called change. And I think it's one of the very important things that we have been talking about in Lotus Sutra chapter 2 is talking about change, talking about that it is not enough to continue to do what you do, but rather we had to change. And I think that was definitely what Master saw 56 years ago, and even longer, 60 years ago, when Master first took on this path of cultivation. She saw in the world where people were doing things a certain way. And this people is not just the lay people, it's everyone, even the religious, even the monastic, everywhere. And she saw that around her, this world that she lives in, not talking about the world as a whole, but rather at least all the people around her, all the people that she had contact with, and all the people she knew of, people were living in a certain way. And that needed a change. That needed something to inspire a willingness to change. And she was that. Master Ching Yen was that change. She started this movement. She started Tzu Chi Foundation and to change this, right? So I think this is what chapter 2 is very important to talk about, in that the moment that the Buddha began speaking in the Lotus Sutra, the very first time that the Buddha spoke, it talks about that what we do is not enough, because maybe it was enough for the past decade or the past century, but it's no longer enough. And I always use this as an example. You were doing well in elementary school. You were doing well by paying attention in class, doing your homework, and that was enough. And then you go to high school, you go to you go to junior high school, you go to high school, and it's not enough anymore. There are more classes, there are more things to learn, and there's less time for you. So now you realize that you just paying attention in class and doing your homework isn't enough. You need to take your time out to study. You need to study broader topics. And then you go to university, and it's even a lot more different, right? So there is something, the life forces you to change. Whereas in the different particular, whereas here in chapter 2, the Buddha initiates the change. He believes that this isn't enough and we needed a change. You could go on for like this. You can go on. I mean, if you don't change, it's not like the end of the world. You're not going to face the end of the world right away. However, eventually, the life will force you to change, but not yet. So you could continue to do what you do, but eventually you had to change anyway. So why not do this ahead of time? Why not prepare ahead of time? Why not know that these are going to happen so that you prepare yourself ahead of time? That's what Buddhism is about. I think one of the questions asked about was, what is the value, right? Why do you do this? And how do you practice? You know so much, but you can't practice. Well, one of the things is, other than what Brother David said, it's valueless. It has no value if you can't practice it. Another way to look at it is it's accumulation of energy. And knowing this one day at a time, a bit at a time, it accumulates inside you. The more you accumulate, the more energy that becomes, that eventually one day that energy is able to overcome the laziness that's in you. And then you're done. You're there, right? So you have a drop of water every day, and maybe after 100 days, maybe after 1,000 days, then the water will completely be enough for something to happen. And it's not to discount the importance of that each drop. You might not feel that each drop is very important. However, it's there. So that is the initiation of change. The initiation of change tells you that we have to actively add in that drop of water. Don't stop, but continue, but start and initiate for that change. And I think this is very important. I think these are the three roles, the three major categories of practitioners that are following the Buddha. And I'm sure there are other types of students, but these are the three main types. And I would like to break down this for you, that what I think they actually mean, right? You have the hearers, you have the solitary realizers, right? You have the Shenwen, Yuanjue, and then you have the Bodhisattvas, Pusa. And what do they actually mean? And who are they? For me, I think I look at these in a different perspective, in that I think they're different categories. Hearers are the ones that listen, right? You go to school, you sit there, and you take your lessons. You take your classes. You sit there, you open your book, and you look at the blackboard, you listen to the teacher teach. That's hearers, right? You learn from hearing. You learn from looking, from paying attention, from all these things to accept knowledge, right? Hearer is the first step. This is the very first way that we get our information. So is change. How do you know something changed? Well, you see something changed, or you hear something changed, right? You feel something changed. It gets hotter. You feel it, right? You see the day and night. You see it. So our senses are the very first step where we learn, where we see change, and also where we initiate change. Okay, so that's the first step, and that's the first category. And most of us, if not all, we continue to use our senses to realize the changes, to know that there is change and to initiate change. We continue to do this, right? Hearers. Solitary realizers, they are the agents of change. They realize the change in a deeper sense. It's not just day and night. I see the day and night is changing. Yes, but you also realize not just what you see, but the things that you don't see, you also realize. These are not the things that the teacher tell you. Oh, the sun comes up and that is day. The moon, the sun goes down and the moon comes up. That's the night. You see that and you learn that. Solitary realize it's the next step up. It's that the teacher tells you one thing, but you learn 2, 3, 4. Teacher teaches you 1, you understand 2, 3, 4. And that's what's called the solitary realizer. They realize things on their own, right? The teachers teaches you 1, and the people in the same classroom, they all get different knowledge, right? Some people don't even get it, okay? Some people don't even get it. So because they don't study, or because they don't pay attention, or because they just don't. And then some people get it, right? They do the work, they pay attention, and then they understand what the teacher said. So teacher teaches 1, and you get exactly 1. And then there are others that when teacher teaches 1, they not only get that 1, but they also get 2, 3, 4. They realize that, hey, there is more to it, right? The sun goes up, and then there's life in the land. The sun goes up, then the tree and the grass and the flowers flourish. That's something that the teacher didn't tell you. When teacher tells you that the sun goes up, that means day. The sun goes down, that means night. Now you get to realize, doesn't matter how you go through your life and you realize, hey, there's more to it than what the teacher says. That's solitary realizers. Then there's the bodhisattvas, right? That the differentiation is that all above, teacher says, and solitary realizers are self-realizing, but following what the teacher says. But there are so many more things that is beyond what the teacher tells you and what you can realize yourself. Then what do? You learn it from everyone. You learn it from this world. You take this world, you take everything as your teacher. Then you do the same way. You observe, you listen, you watch, and you learn. And then you learn on your own. So bodhisattva, I believe, is just a different way to experience change. And then you observe, just like hearers do, right? So it's a change of ideology, right? Hearers and solitary realizers, they are slowly taking you, first, listen to the Buddha's teaching. Next, contemplate on what the Buddha taught you. And bodhisattvas, the teachers aren't just the Buddha, but rather when you go into the crowd, when you go into the mass, when you go into the people, what do you learn from them? And that's where the changes come from. The very first part in the hearers, right? The change comes from the teacher. The teacher teaches you. Solitary realizers teaches you, or for these people, they began to understand more on their own. Contemplation allows them to not just learn what the teacher teaches them, but expand on that. Bodhisattvas are the people that not just learn from the Buddha, but also from everybody around them, from everything around them. And how do they learn? The same way that the hearers and the solitary realizers learn. That is by first, observing, second, contemplation. So I think if you look at these three categories of people, and then you begin to see how each of the category reacted to change or initiate change or learn change, learn to adapt to change. You look at how they deal with things, you realize that it's not just these people are so diametrically opposing. They're not. They're actually along the same axis, right? You have people that are listening and watching and observing to learn, and then they contemplate, and then they find more teachers to learn from. And how do they learn? Observing and then contemplate. So you repeat the same thing over. You repeat the roles as a hearer. You repeat the roles of a solitary realizer, but now your teachers are expanded. You are now learning from all the things that happen around you, not just people, but things, not just things, but the world, but nature, everything around you, living or non-living, everything around you becomes your teacher. That's when you begin to learn. So these three are the different types of students and how you learn as students. And I think that if you understand that, if we begin to see in that perspective, and this is only one of the many infinite meanings, infinite numbers of perspectives that you can have. But for me, I begin to realize that what I hear from Master, that my role at the time is hearer. Let me hear with my ears and let me observe with my eyes. And Master would say, mindful. Therefore, we're using our eyes to listen and we're using our ears to watch. And that's fine. That is the time I need to observe the most. When we go into the crowd, when we go into the masses, when we're at home, we observe people around us and why they do certain things and how they do certain things. And when changes come upon them, what do they do? When they're unexpectedly seeing something, right? The refugees, what do they do? Contemplate. What would you do? So all these stories that we heard before about the refugees, whether it's from Myanmar, whether it's from Afghanistan, that all of you guys in Malaysia, all of you in Malaysia had an opportunity to interact with. You are observing from them. You are hearing their stories. You are feeling their stories. You go to their houses. You can smell, you can touch, you can see, you can hear. You play a role of the hearers. Then what do? You go home. You no longer see, you no longer hear, you no longer smell, and you no longer touch them. However, what do you realize? You began to learn more things, that these things taught you more than you realize that they don't have enough to eat, or that their children are sick and ill. You began to realize more than what these people brought for you. You realize more than what you observe. That's solitary realizers. And then you begin to put this into action. How do you do that? You learn this, and then you look at your children, you look at your family, and you begin to put that knowledge onto your family. Totally different, but a different scenario. But you apply this here. Would this happen to us one day? What would we do if it happens? What would I say to my children? What if this happened to my kid? How would I do? Would I be like the father and will try to send my kids to the US for medication, for treatment? What would I do? Then you begin to appreciate them more. You began to treat them differently. Your actions are now different. That's change. So I think there's a lot of things that promotes change. Buddhism used to be very, very reactive. It tells you that when something bad happens, that's karma. That's reactive. What we do is Buddhism in action. What does that mean? It means that don't wait until the things happen to you to be reactive. Go out to the world. All these people are your teachers. Learn from them so that you don't have to be reactive. You can proactively know that these things may, eventually will happen. So that when it happens, you are better prepared about these things than you were otherwise before. But then there are bigger problems. What are these problems? You see these things, but you don't see them. You hear these things, but you don't hear them. You're not even a hearer, right? The teachers are teaching you, but you're not listening. Or you listen to the teacher and you realize and you contemplate, but when you go into the masses, when you go into the crowd, you are just going through with the motion. You're just helping them. Yes, I'm giving you the check. I'm giving you the money. I'm patting you on the back. And I say, good work. Continue. You're doing well. Love your children. It's okay. You'll stand up again. But you'll learn nothing. Then you're not really doing what a student should be doing, right? You're just doing all the work, but you're not learning anything. That's why chapter 2 happened. Buddha introduces the change because he knew that at that moment, people aren't learning anymore. Yes, they're sitting right there, they're listening, but they aren't moving forward because something got stuck. Therefore, initiate another change. Realize that we're stuck in our life. You realize that you just wake up to go to work and then finish work and then come home and then just eat, sleep, and do all the things that you're supposed to be doing. Your life hasn't changed. Initiate a change. Go see a charity case. Go out to promote vegetarianism. Do all these things. And even if you've been doing this for 1,000 days, then in Tzu Chi, there's so many things that allows you to change. Take a different track. Do something different. But interact with people. And that's where Master told us that whenever you interact with anything in life, there's a change. But are you a student of that? Or you just look at it as, nah, it's the same. Then you're not listening. Then you're not contemplating. So even if you're going to the crowd, you have gained nothing. And that would be sad. That would be disappointed. It would just be a waste of time. And the true values would not rise out of all these experiences. So that's my sharing for today, a little bit over time, but following from what Brother David said, and I wanted to tie into chapter 2. And so I believe that chapter 2, and I think that you can look at Lotus Sutra, at least from the very beginning. You know, Brother David said that the Sutra of Infinite Meanings is very important. It's the essence, because from that point on, it's introducing a change. And look at what happened after the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. The Buddha went into a samadhi, and that means it has never happened before. Buddha wanted to introduce a change before the change was forced upon the students or the people, right? The Buddha knew that there wasn't much time left. There is going to be a change that's going to come very soon. So the Buddha needs to act fast. I am going to bring the change to you. I am not going to wait until when it's all too late. So that's what this chapter or this sutra is going to be about. Change. How you change yourself, how you change your perspective, how you change the people around you, how you change the way you learn, how you change the way you cultivate, how you change when you realize or when you think that there's nothing that needed to be changed. Then something will brought forth that change in you to cultivate and to practice. Okay, thank you everybody, and we hope to have the next time we go further deeper into the tools and the tools of change, the agents of change, and how we can change ourselves in the path of cultivation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Joe. I mean, just that sentence, now makes me contemplate, right? Change your mundane life before life changes you. So we are going to take control and change our mindset right now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let us now take a picture, with Brother Joe. Sister Lily, are you going to take a picture for everybody? Can everyone switch on your video, please? Thank you.
I think Sister YY can help.
Yeah, Sister YY can help.
Brother Joe, Sister Kafe, the brothers sisters for the great show.
Good. And so in closing, can we get Brother Joe to lead us to pay homage to the Triple Gem and to Master Chen Yen? All rise, please. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Cảm ơn so much. Brother Joe, thank you as always.
Bye-bye.